Hey, vinyl community, welcome again to another episode of the Four Horsemen. But look, if you can count, you'll see that there's actually one extra of us. We are joined tonight by a very special friend, a very special guest, Gary Collins from Physical Format Rock and Roll.
Gary, hey everybody.
Welcome as a guest star to our weekly music chat that we have here with Chris, JC, Aaron, and myself. The reason we picked Gary is because tonight we're talking about Gary Sharones. No, we are here to talk about Van Hagar. The Van Halen era with Sammy Hagar. If you saw our previous episode, we covered the David Lee Roth era, and now we are here to give our top 10 Van Halen Sammy Hagar song. So, Gary, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Since you are our guest, we're going to let you start off with your number 10.
Okay. For number 10, I went for this was off of OU 812. AFU, All Fired Up, Naturally Wired. I love that whole finger tapping thing he does there at the beginning of the song, and then they got that kind of stutter drum going into it, and then they just stop it, with that big chord, and the drums stop, and he's like, 90 days on the road, ta-da, is what I need. It's just very dynamic. I love dynamics in songs when they do that. And that's what I love about it. And then the fact that that's one of those songs, like a lot of them, that Michael Anthony just kills it in the chorus. That guy and that high voice that he has, the way he harmonizes like that. And when you got Sammy in there with them singing, it's just amazing. The sound of that on those choruses, and this song it is one of them in particular that I just love it. It's just rocks. It's just a great song. So that's my number 10.
I love the chorus when he's like naturally wired, like they hit that high note. It's killer. Great song.
That and when they say all fired up, and I love the I don't know, that's one of those songs that, like I say, Michael Anthony's just going so high on that song. Sammy himself can sing very high, but Michael Anthony can go even higher. So it's crazy.
Oh,
number 10.
Choice.
Good choice.
Thanks.
All right, Aaron.
Hey, going from the same album. It's one of the only singles I have for my top 10. It's Finish What You Started. Just always really love that song. To me, it almost sounds like an old style Van Halen song musically. And I could always picture David Lee Roth actually singing out those lyrics. And I've always loved that song for some reason, even though it's kind of a mellower one. It's just always been one of my favorites from this album. Not my favorite from this album, but one of them.
Aaron, do you know what that song is about?
No.
Blue balls.
Dex?
So it's a true story. Sammy Hagar was in his hotel. They were on tour with this lovely lady, and Eddie Van Halen wouldn't leave him alone. Said, dude, I got this riff. Finally tells the girls, like, hey, I'll be back in an hour. He went down, played it for Sammy. Sammy fell in love with the riff, started singing, just making up words, thinking about, because all of a sudden he started to feel the pain of the blue balls. And next thing you know, he wrote the song, Finish What You Started. That's a fact that's what that song is about. So
I like it even.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I feel better because I was worried about saying vulgar things. And
Don't worry, Josh. Or
Josh, you just went
whatever
ahead.
your name is.
We're all good now.
We're all good. Set the
Well,
bar.
the reason we do these, Gary, is so we can lose subscribers.
Oh,
Now you're on track.
Right.
good deal.
All right, Chris, you're number 10.
All right. Well, I'm just going to warn everybody. I'm going with all the hits tonight. So my number 10 is off of For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, and I'm going with the song Right Now. Love the piano intro. They just lock into a groove in this song. Killer chorus. Never get tired of hearing it. Now I want to ask you guys, because as I've been listening to these albums again, I feel that the production on the Sammy era albums is stronger. It's bigger. I love the sound of the drums. I don't know. Do you guys agree with like the production was different when Sammy entered?
The
Definitely
production,
different.
yeah, it's completely different. It sounds like a different band in many ways.
I love the big sound of the drums, and I don't know. It's just got that Van Halen sound to it, and I don't know. I noticed that as I was re-listening to these songs.
Chris, Eddie Van Halen's guitar tone on that album is fantastic. But go, what were you gonna say, Gary?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, just that you were talking about the drums and the sound. I kind of feel like that drum sound kind of started back on 1984. There was definitely a change in it. And this album that you just mentioned, for Unlawful Carnal Knowledge, Ted Templeton is a co-producer on that, who did all the David Lee Roth era stuff. I think that's the only. He's
produce 1984?
I think isn't this the only Sammy album that he has anything to do with? I think.
Yeah.
So that's kind of unique, but yeah, you're right. The sound, totally different.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm thinking they should Metallica should have gotten Ted Templeman to produce Saint Anger, because this killer. Sorry. Are we going to do a Saint Anger video one of these days?
I'd love to. I love Saint Anger.
I do too.
I'm one of the few.
It's just the drum sound. I can't take the
maybe you and I can do a video, Aaron.
All right. Yeah, I actually am the opposite on the drums, though. I think the drums on the David Lee Roth there I like better, because they almost sound like they're electric on a lot of the Sammy era. But I still like it.
That's a good point.
All right, Josh, you're number 10.
All right, my number 10 comes from Balance, and it's a song called Seventh Seal, which is the first song off the album. I feel like this is an incredibly heavy song. I really wish that this era of Sammy Hagar had continued. I feel like, Eddie was, I think, feeling a little bit of pressure because music had become really dark in the 90s. People didn't want to hear about parties. And, we made this joke a few weeks ago, Gary, that we said David Lee Roth ain't talking about love, and Sammy Hagar took every opportunity to talk about love. And that is really the truth. And even on this album, they made Sammy change some of the lyrics. But the music is dark, but it's still Van Halen. It's heavy. I think this here is, like we talked about Unchained a few weeks ago. If you wanted that type of Van Halen with Sammy Hagar, this is what you got, Balance. I think it's a fantastic album, and that song is one of my favorites off it, Seven Seal.
I feel like that song has a little bit, in my mind, it doesn't sound like it, but I mean, it has like a Led Zeppelin Cashmere kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
In a way, I think.
Definitely.
Is that song about blue balls, Josh?
Nope. It's about, the rare 7-pack of beer. It only happens once in a blue moon, where that you actually get an extra beer in your 6-pack. And that's what it's about.
Oh, I think it's nothing to do with SeaWorld.
It's nothing to do with SeaWorld.
Okay. All right.
Nothing to do with, love.
All right. Okay. Well, now that it's no longer a family show, I thought I
was it ever?
This guy out. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you take the first letter of each word as a title, it actually spells an expletive. Most people
really
do that, but it's true. My number 10 song comes off of this album. I'm going with Runaround. I love that song. I love the guitar tone on that song. I think the melody is great. I think Sam sings it great. I think it's a fun song. That's one of the things about Van Halen is Eddie Van Halen is fun to listen to. Like, you can tell he's having fun playing the guitar. It's so entertaining listening to him play because he's just so all over the place and just so inventive with, his guitar playing and the riffs and everything that he uses. But yeah, I'm going with Runaround.
Love song.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, number 9, Gary.
Okay. This one is off of 5150. I have the cassette on that. So
nice.
it's the opener. It's Good Enough. To me, that song sounds like, out of more than any of them, that sounds like a Sammy Hagar solo song to me. I mean, that, like, I don't know, that could have been off of Standing Hampton here. With it just sounds like a Sammy song with Eddie adding guitar solos to it, but I love it. I mean, you know, I love solo Sammy Hagar, and you know, just the cheesy "Hello, baby," you know, the way he opens it up, and it's just such a great opener. It's just a fun rocking song. Once again, Michael Anthony, just superb backing vocals in that song.
Mhm.
So I just love it.
Standing Hampton mean, Gary?
Probably something bad. Josh could probably explain it. I don't know.
All right, it does. No,
Hey, this is a family show. Don't ask me that question.
Yeah, well, I think we're going in the gutter. You know, if it's going to be that, then let's go.
Well,
all in. All right.
Is OU 812 a sexual reference or?
I read Sammy Hagar's autobiography. He does not mention why they named it OU 812. I haven't figured that out yet.
You know, and I'm wondering though, because David Lee Roth's album was Eat 'Em and Smile. So is it sort of like a,
That's what I heard. It was a response to that, like, oh, 1-2.
oh yeah, Eat 'Em and you,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
I don't know if that's just
Never thought of
or
that.
if that's true.
Right.
I like it.
All right, Aaron.
So my number 9,
Mm-hmm.
title song, 5150.
Hmm.
Love that one. That, you know, just meet you half the way, all that stuff. The killer guitar in that song. And it's always been one of my favorites off this album, even though it's not as well known as the others.
Yeah,
But I just,
I
every
love
time I
that
hear it,
song.
it pumps me up. I love it. It's a great driving song too. You have the CD or whatever.
Is that a
But,
blue ball he's holding on his shoulder?
Yep, that's one of them.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of that cover.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
There's a lot of mullets on it.
There's a lot of male nudity on their covers.
Yeah. What is that all about?
My son one time, he learned about Atlas in school, and he said to me, he was really young, he was like 6. He said, "Dad, do you know who the strongest man in the world is?" I said, "No." And he goes, "Atlas." And I said, "Oh, that's cool." I said, "Who's the second?" Expecting he's going to say, "You, Dad." And he goes, "John Cena."
Oh. Oh. Sorry, Dad.
Yep, not Dad.
People say I look like John Cena.
I've heard that.
Neither here nor there. All right. Where are we? What number are we on? Who are we on?
Number 9 and
Chris,
Chris.
right?
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm just going to open up my White Claw raspberry.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to take a sip of this.
hooray!
You want a shot of
And
vodka now?
the subscriber count's going down. Very good though. All right, so my number 9 is off of OU 812. I told you I'm going with all the hits. This feels so good. I love it's like this pulsating keyboard that opens up the tune. It's so good.
Yeah.
And I've always loved that, just the lyrics, "I'll send a message in a bottle." Sammy just has this great way of just singing that. And yeah, I love the song. It's a fun song. And again, the production on these albums is just amazing. So yeah, it feels so good.
I love it.
All right.
So mine, number 9, is what Jeff said, and it's Run Around. I love Run Around. And it puts such a smile on my face. I know it was a massive hit, and it deserves to be. Just a great song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that one.
My number 9, I'm going to go with Aftershock from Balance.
Yeah.
Love that like riff on there. That riff at the beginning, it sounds like something that would have fit in at the end of side 1 of 1984. It's just, I love that. It almost sounds a little bit like Enter Sandman, you know, almost that beginning riff. But I love that. It's such a melodic, but almost a menacing kind of an intro. And I love that riff. I love the song all the way through. I think it's great. I love it. You know, Sammy sings it well, and almost like I mean, kind of like their Let It Be, you know, where there was a lot of tension, they weren't getting along, but they still managed to produce some great music in the face of kind of, you know, the band turmoil that reportedly was going on at the time. But that's my number 9.
Smart ass.
This is actually
you
really
know,
good though.
The only thing I don't like about Aftershock is because the whole song, like you said, it's an angry sounding song, right? Because he was going through a divorce at that time, Sammy was. And like you said, a lot of tension in the band. But then he got that one part in there where it gets real flowery, kind of. I don't know. I think he's talking about like the new woman that he's met or something or another. And, you know, then it's like, why would you throw that in there? I don't know. Just that part didn't fit. But the rest of the song I love. That song was in my honorable mentions that I thought we might do. I had some ready just in case. But yeah, I do love that song. Anyway, on to number 8. Sorry.
Yes.
For my number 8, I don't know if it's off of anything besides this best of thing. But I went for Human Beings. I just, you know, it's got that mysterious sounding beginning to it. And then it just goes into this, you know, it's like he's really angry lyrics. And Eddie's just like spitting out the guitar licks while Sammy is singing it. And the whole thing sounds really mean, but then they got that really cool chorus, you know, where they go shine on, shine on. And I love that. That combination is so cool. And the other part I really love is when they come up, you know, like after the second chorus or whatever, and they go into that break where it slows down. And Eddie does this like bluesy guitar solo in it. And the guitar tone changes. It's real fat. Sounds like he's playing a Les Paul or something like that. And it's just, there's so much going on in that song. You know, as I'm talking about it, I'm thinking, why didn't I write this higher? Because I had forgotten all about that song until this week. You know, like you were on the David Lee Roth stuff, Chris. You know, I really had to go back, reacquaint myself with this Sammy stuff. And, you know, I was just amazed at how much good stuff there was. And this song is just, I think it's just a fantastic song. I love it.
Well, Gary, you can change your list, brother.
Yeah, at any point, change it.
Yeah, that's what an eraser is.
No, I wrote it down at one point. I can't mess myself up.
But, you know, Gary, I feel like you hit the nail on the head there. I almost feel like this might be a weird analogy, but Sammy Hagar is like the Paul McCartney and David Lee Roth's like the John Lennon. Paul McCartney had this amazing way of creating a very singable melody, right? That like everyone could sing along to. And like, Sammy Hagar knew that. Sammy Hagar knew how to write a hook that could hook people in. And when you listen to a Sammy Hagar song, it's very linear. There's like a start and there's a middle and there's an end. And it's very like, you can see the structure of the song. David Lee Roth songs tend to change in structure, I feel like. And that's why the early Van Halen's a little bit more punk, I feel like. There's a little bit more edge to it because you're like, well, what direction is this song going to go in? With Sammy Hagar songs tend to be more linear. And you know that even if a song is, like you said, that song is a perfect example. It starts off heavy and spinning, and then next thing you know, Sammy comes in with this beautiful, you know, chorus, and you're just like, yeah, this is what I love about Sammy Hagar. He's like the heavy metal Paul McCartney.
Well, I think he also brought a maturity to Van Halen as well.
What's that?
He brought a maturity to Van Halen. A little bit more class. Nothing against David Lee Roth, but when
I love David Lee Roth. Yeah.
Yeah, when you've got a girl over, you're not gonna, you know.
Sammy Hagar was
probably gonna put on OU812, right?
Yeah, because David Roth talk about love.
I was thinking, Josh, you saying that, you know, making that analogy and kind of like David Lee Roth in a way, a little more quirky with his vocal style. Maybe that's why he worked well with Steve Vai on those first couple solo albums, because Steve Vai is kind of a quirky, different kind of guitar player too, and they really just meshed well.
Totally.
Just made me think of that when you're saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. Man,
David Lee Roth is Budweiser and Sammy Hagar is White Claw. No.
That's
I'm
also
going to
good now.
start. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to start drinking White Claw in my videos, and maybe they might give me some money. We'll see.
Maybe.
Good
And it
luck.
might get you some ladies. The ladies love the White Claw.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might get more female viewers. But
Exactly.
Maybe.
You'll have like 50% female viewership. We're all
Maybe.
switching to the White Claw.
probably
Yeah.
not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Now that
Wasn't
I'm
him?
just going to start talking about Taylor Swift all the time too.
Wasn't Humans Being in the Twister soundtrack too?
It was.
there you go. Okay, yeah, that's
Aaron,
where
I
it came.
bet you own the Twister soundtrack, don't you?
No,
No.
I just remember it from being on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I
Good
forgot.
song.
I know it was somewhere, but
Yeah,
all,
it's a good
all I
song.
have is this thing. So
All right, Aaron.
So I'm copying Gary, but not with that song. My number 8 is AFU, Naturally Wired.
oh yeah.
Great song. I love it. It's one of their heaviest, fastest songs they did. And it just shredding guitar, of course. And I just love the lyrics, singing, everything. Great song.
Nice.
It-
Nice.
everything you guys said about it.
All right. My number 8 is Top of the World. As I told you, the hits just keep on coming. Love the guitar intro. It's just got a summertime driving feel to it. And I want to ask Jeff if he would sing the chorus with me in a high falsetto. So the lyrics are standing on top of the world. Okay, so you ready, Jeff? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Standing on top of the world. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's just got one of those choruses you want to sing, right?
They say I look like John Cena. I sound like Sammy Hagar.
There you go.
I don't know. People at work say I look like Brad Pitt. I don't know.
That was a fantastic choice, Chris. I love that song.
Thank you. As I said, I'm just picking all the hits. I love the hits. I love these. I love all these tunes.
Yeah, I've never gotten sick of the Sammy hits. I've always loved them.
I
Top
know
of the
they're
world.
kind of they're the obvious choices, but
Hey, you
I'm
like
gonna
what you
go-
like.
I'm gonna go with Gary's pick. Track number 1. Hello, baby. It's just such a fantastic song. And like you said, Gary, you summed it up. It pretty much is like a Sammy Hagar solo song, but I love Sammy Hagar solo. And I think it was a great way to kick off the track, kick off the album. I mean, this is my favorite Van Halen album. There's only one song I dislike, and it's not that I hate it, but it's the last track. It's kind of weird. But other than that, to me, this is a perfect album. So
My number 8, and this is going to sound weird. I like it in spite of Sammy Hagar because I am not a fan of his vocal on this song, but I love the melody. I love just what Eddie, the song composition. I think Eddie, this is a flawless track. I'm just not a fan of the way Sammy sings it. And I feel like this is the White Claw track on the album. I'm going to go with When It's Love.
I love that song though.
I do too.
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh.
I'm just not a fan of the. It's just something like it's like nails on a freaking. It's just something. It's like
dude, why is it so high on your list if it's nails on a chalk?
Well, I said in spite of. It's such a great song, even though I that every time it comes to that part of the song, I'm just like but otherwise every.
I will have to agree with you though, Jeff. That song is going to appear higher on my list, but I agree with you. It almost sounds like he's like forcing his voice to get up to those notes. I mean,
it's
range.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like he's forcing a little bit. I just said it. Yeah. So
yeah,
There's
it's a great song.
falsetto tonight.
I mean, you know,
Not natural like Jeff's voice for it.
yeah, there's a lot of singing going on tonight.
you'll never hear the song the same way.
Thanks for ruining it for me, Jeff.
I don't like going after.
All right, Gary, let's wash that taste out of our mouth. What's your number?
I love. Yeah, like Josh said, you're saying it sounds like nails on a chalkboard, but it's in my top 10.
Yeah, this song blows, but it's number 1.
Everything's great
This
about
song,
the song.
everything about this song sucks, but it's my number one choice.
If you eliminate the vocals, this is the greatest song of all time.
I can't help it, man. That's-
Okay. I don't have to say anything about this because Chris already talked about it. My number 7 pick is Right Now. Like you said, I don't get tired of that song. I will say, I guess the thing I will add is it's out of the Van Halen repertoire. To me, that almost sounds like a prog rock song at times with that piano.
Okay, so Gary, I know you're saying prog because everybody's watching videos now that have the word prog in them. So I know you're probably just mentioning that so we can get more views on this video.
We've lost all those viewers.
That is very seriously, Gary. You're saying prog? Okay.
Don't you think so? That beginning, and the way the guitar jumps in and out of there. I don't know. What do I know?
It sounds like it could have been off of from Topographic Oceans by Yes. Seriously.
All right, forget I said anything. Go. Who's next?
The way to treat our guests.
I'm busting your chops, Gary.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, I love the
I'm gonna grab
Mellotron
another White Claw.
on that song. The Mellotron on right now is just fantastic.
Yeah, the Moog synthesizer on
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being hazed now.
Are we on 7?
You know what? We're gonna
Yeah,
change
Aaron,
Gary.
Aaron,
No,
go.
listen. We're gonna change Gary's name to Jason Newsted because we're as I said, and Gary for all.
Yeah.
We removed the bass.
Yeah. I'll just be going here. Hey, check out this
Alright.
cool shirt though.
Oh, I love it.
It's awesome.
My number 7's already been picked by 2 of you. Good enough. First
Great
song.
song.
Yeah. It's just a heavy rocker, of course. Most of mine that are on my list. Except for Finish What You Started. All the rest are rockers. So yeah, you guys have talked about that one enough. But good enough.
Nice.
I almost changed it to a different song just to not match you guys, but I didn't do it. I'll just keep my list how it is.
All right, my number 7 is off of 5150. Love Walks In. Love songs. Love. Love the keyboard. How many times can I say love? I get a Survivor vibe on this song for some reason. And I've always loved the line, some kind of alien waits for the... Jeff, I want to sing this with you again. Some kind of alien waits for the opening. The melody of the chord, it's just a great song.
Love comes.
I like that a lot better than It's Just way better. Yeah. That I like.
Wow.
That's a fantastic song.
Love it. Love Walks In.
All right. My next one is going to be off this album, and it's Judgment Day. I love that song. Just kick-ass rocker. This whole album is fantastic. The biggest thing about this album that I could say is the guitar tone. I just love Eddie's guitar tone on it. I never get sick of this album. Even though 5150 is my favorite, this album, for the guitar tone, I could listen to over and over again. Not a bad song.
All right. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get to this album because this is a fantastic album, but I'm going to go with Get Up. Here, love that track. It is on fire. Just, if anybody ever says, yeah, number 11, that definitely, if anybody was worried that Van Halen wasn't going to be able to kick ass with Sammy Hagar, that track right there put everybody's fears to rest. I think it's a great track, the most up-tempo track on the whole album, and I think it rocks. It's great.
Love it.
I love that.
That's what I was going to flip.
From this
Yeah,
point on,
that's on my
just be
list too.
serious. We're gonna be serious from this point on.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have too many more Red Claws. It'll be real serious.
White, it's actually White Claw.
White Claw, whatever the hell it is.
Not a Red Claw.
Aqua Blue Claw.
Let's see. My number 6. It's My Life. Get off my ass. Get out of my face. Judgment Day. You just talked about it. Yeah, it's just a good rocking song. It's got that thick guitar tone in it. And I also like there at the end of the song, where Sammy goes, yeah, he's going, ah, it's like super high.
Yeah.
It's like Robert Plant immigrant song style going right there. So I love that song. That's my pick. That's off of this one. Yeah, like that. There you go.
Fantastic choice, Gary.
I concur. Thank you.
I really love this record, but it's the only song that made it from this one was my number 7. My number 6, Man on a Mission. I just love the flowing groove it has. The guitar, the groove he has with that at the beginning, and it just carries through, and it's my favorite song on this record.
Yeah, that was in my honorable mentions too. That's a good one.
Yeah. I almost had Pound Cake in my top 10, but I took it out for a different one. So, but I really love that album too.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned Pound Cake because Pound Cake was going to be my number 6, but I'm going with Summer Nights as my number 6. That guitar intro, there's just something different about it. I don't know if it's it sounds a little disjointed, but it's really cool. And I mean, it's a song about summer, and it just gives you that summer vibe. I love it. So yeah, I think it's a little bit better than Pound Cake, so that's why it's taken my my number 6.
Dude, Summer Nights is very high on my list.
Summer Nights is kind of like a Van Halen Beach Boys inspired song.
Yep.
Right.
Nothing wrong. I love Beach Boys. That's not an insult.
Right. Do you like the Beach Boys Love You album?
I don't know.
That's another video.
Okay.
David Lee Roth was singing about California girls, so Van Halen, they had to do a summer song also, I guess.
All right, so my next one is Off Balance. Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. Originally written, Let Me Show You What Love Can Do. This song was written because of during the time period of the writing of this album, Kurt Cobain had killed himself. Sammy Hagar wanted to show that like love can, prevent something like that. But Eddie Van Halen forced him to change the lyrics to don't tell me what love can do, which totally changes the complexion of the song. It's such an unlike Sammy Hagar lyric, but it's still a really cool song. It's got an amazing guitar riff, fantastic song. I love it. Can't get enough of it.
Great one. It's amazing.
Yep.
Amazing.
All right, Gary, you and I are on the same wavelength. My number 6 is Judgment Day. So I don't mind. I'm glad you stole my thunder, actually, because I think it's a great track. And yeah, I mean, I can't say anything different about it. I think it's great. Especially after, Pound Cake. It's like another great song right after that.
Yeah. Talk about a 1-2 punch. Man.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's great. And yeah, it just kicks ass. Yeah. Awesome.
You know what I love about these videos? Like in the beginning, we're like talking about the intricacies of each song. We're like, I love the piano tone in this, and like the guitar comes in with this sort of disjointed lyric, and then by this point, we're like, yeah, the song just kicks ass.
Yeah. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. Yeah.
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 Sorry, just
okay.
Point that out.
Number 5. I think Aaron already mentioned this. Off of OU 812. Once again, cassette. Finish What You Started. Kind of, Josh, you already explained the origins of this song and everything. And I will say I totally agree that it does sound like a song that David Lee Roth could have sang also, I mean, but I love the fact that some of those songs, kind of like apolitical blues, where they would do like some of those oddball kind of things like they would have done earlier too. It just, so they're not all love songs or whatever, because that made Van Halen unique when they had these different styles songs. And Finish What You Started, in a way, is kind of amazing that was such a big hit, because it is such an odd kind of song. I don't even know how you would describe it. It almost has a bit of a rockabilly sound to it in a way. But it's just a great song. So that's my number 5.
It's kind of proggy.
Ta-da. I'm never using that word again.
I'm busting your chops.
We want Gary to return at some point, Chris.
I'm probably going to be kicked off of this video. I'm going to be watching you guys probably next week, and I'll be like, oh.
We would never kick you off. We love you, dude.
Everybody loves Chris.
We do.
My number 5, it's doesn't get more love song than this. Black and Blue. Don't draw the line.
Yeah.
Love Black and Blue. You're just thinking of the lyrics, aren't you? Yeah, it's my favorite.
Doesn't get much more love song than this.
Is that about a dominatrix?
Yes, I believe so. Remember when I first heard that song, I was like, yeah, they're heavy again. I mean, they were heavy on 5150 a little bit. I was drawn to the more heavy stuff they did. So Black and Blue. I think it was the first
created a monster. This is going to be Aaron's thing from on. He's totally going to be taking the piss out of everybody. Every song selection.
Yep.
All right, Chris, number 5.
For the better.
All right, I need JC to hold up Balance for me because I don't have a copy of Balance. All right, now I'm going to be honest with you. I don't really know Balance too much, but I listened to this song, and this song is so good. I put it at number 5. Take Me Back, Deja Vu.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal. This was a new song for me. I know that sounds kind of funny because this album's been out forever, but I love the acoustic guitar in it. I love the beach feel of this song. The vocals by Sammy are awesome. I just love the theme too. It's remembering a lost love that he had, and just a killer chorus. Take Me Back, Deja Vu. I mean, it's one of those songs. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people really know that tune too much. I didn't, and it's a great song. It made my number 5.
It's funny because this album in the VC loves this album, but outside of the VC, you don't meet a lot of people that say it's a Van Halen album.
Yeah, and I don't even have the album. That's why I'm saying I was listening to it on Spotify. I know this is so I shouldn't be saying that on the VC, but I was listening to it on Spotify. I know now I'm down to 950 subscribers. But the song is I just love the song. It's a great song.
Yeah. Actually it sounds like a song you could probably do on your channel, Chris.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. Because I just heard that acoustic guitar in the beginning. I was like, oh, I was hooked right from the beginning.
Yeah. We'll be waiting for your cover of that. So
yeah.
I'll do it in a Gordon Lightfoot style.
Coming soon.
That would work.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to Balance for my number 5.
Wait, it's me, dude.
Oh, wait, sorry. I heard Balance and I'm like, oh.
So my next one is a song that when it first came out, I could totally relate to. And that was Pound Cake, because I do love my baby's Pound Cake. It's not about food, kids. It's just a fantastic rocking song. I remember being so excited when this album dropped. I was like, at that point, Eddie Van Halen was the greatest thing that had ever walked the face of the earth. So from the point when I was 10 years old, 1984 came out. And by the time 5150 came out, it was a first day purchase for me. Same thing for OU812. And every album to me was just getting better and better and better. Well, technically 5150 is better than OU812, but I just loved it. So the video for Pound Cake, I think, was like the first video off the album. I just remember anticipating it. Like the MTV used to do world premiere of Van Halen Tonight, Pound Cake, and absolutely love it. So great song.
Not about food, it's about drilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
That's really
Pro Tool
cool.
ever
Yeah.
recorded song.
Oh, you can go now, Jeff. Now that you say
Okay, thank you. I'm not used to this 5 thing. I'm out. I'm discombobulated.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. You're just gonna, I'm gonna step on.
It's okay. I won't be on next week.
It won't be the last time I step on JC, but I'm going with Big Fat Money.
Nice.
That reminds me a lot of the Full Bug on Diver Down. I think that's one of the reasons why I like it a lot. It's got that frenetic kind of a pace. It's real fast. It kicks ass. And I just think, Sammy has a lot of fun with the vocal. He kind of raps in it the way Bob Dylan raps on Subterranean Blues a little bit. But he just has a real fun vocal, a lyric that's been done so many times, but still, it sounds fresh on this track, and I like it a lot.
Love
That's a cool pick.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay. Number 4. So I'm surprised nobody's picked this one yet, but this is off of 5150, Best of Both Worlds.
Nice, Scary. Nice, Scary.
I love that. It's funny because a lot of these Van Halen songs in the Sammy Hagar era, it seems like kind of like we touched on earlier, the verses are heavy and then the chorus is more light, as opposed to this, the chorus is the heavier part. It's like a, best of both worlds, and the verses, I feel like that's maybe the closest that Eddie Van Halen has come to sounding like a Rolling Stones riff. If you kind of listen to that, I could totally picture Keith Richards playing that, Mick singing over it a little bit. I love that song. I just love everything about it. And that chorus is just hard not to kind of pump your fist to it as you're singing it. So that's my number 4.
I love that song. And it makes me think of do you remember the concert film?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Worlds. I'm dying for them to, if they recorded that analog, I'm dying for a reissue of that with a vinyl release, a live concert.
That would be sweet. That'd be nice.
Yep.
Yeah, every time I hear that,
did they have that Right Now or whatever the live album is on vinyl?
Yeah, you know what the issue is? The Right Now, right here, right now. So it's discombobulated. So what ended up happening was Eddie Van Halen didn't like, I think the drum track on it. So we had Alex record the drum track over. And then when that happened, the guitars didn't line up. So Eddie recorded his guitar over. So it's essentially a studio album. That's the downside of the Right Here, Right Now. So there's a whole chapter in Sammy Hagar's book about that. And Sammy Hagar had to watch the video and try to recreate it, even though he felt like the original performance was better than what they caught, doctored up in the studio. There really has never been a great Van Halen live album, because the Tokyo Dome one, people loathe that thing. And the Right Here, Right Now, people say it's not really a live album.
Aaron loves it.
I do.
Aaron, we love you. So.
Lyrics in. They put the lyrics in there. They never put lyrics in the old Van Halen stuff, so I really love that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right.
So am I up?
Yep.
So my number 4 is going to get me kicked off this probably, but it really is my 4th favorite. I almost put it at number 1, really, and it's from this. It's Inside, the one everyone hates. I love that song. Every time I hear it when I'm drinking beers, it just gets. I love all the little talking stuff, and the music reminds me of Sunday Afternoon in the Park almost, from Fair Warning. The music kind of has that same dark sound, that keyboard guitar heavy sound. And I was listening to these on my Tuesday after I was done with my video, and that song I was just really getting into. And I know a lot of people think it's a weird song, but I guess I'm weird because I love Inside.
Aaron just lost 20 subscribers.
That's all right. Yeah, I just love the quirkiness of it and the heaviness and just that whole sound. It really reminds me of that instrumental from Fair Warning, which is one of my favorite instrumentals ever.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. I never thought of it like that, but yeah, now that you say it.
I'll give it another shot.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe my childhood preconceptions of that song, first time hearing it, going skip, you know. So yeah, I'll listen to it again.
That's the one I look forward to the most on that record almost when I'm listening to it. I just can't wait
The
for
last track.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, and I'm thinking by the last track, you probably had quite a few beers in you. So
Yeah.
the song is even better.
Yeah. Well, listen to it again when I wasn't drinking. I still thought it was great. So I just love it.
I'd like to slip a Celine Dion album halfway through his stack on Tipsy Tuesday, and Aaron's like, "I love Celine."
He's going, yeah.
Yes. She's like,
Right up there with Olivia Newton-John.
exactly. He's like,
I like
Celine
Olivia
all by
Newton-John.
herself. I'm all by myself.
Anne Murray.
And Murray.
I like Anne Murray too.
And Mary
I love Anne Murray.
Versus.
All right. Well, I'm going to pick a song right off the album that Aaron just showed, and I'm going with the song Dreams. And it's basically Love Walks In's little sister. They're very similar songs. They have that keyboard intro. I love Sammy's vocals. You just want to scream out the lyrics, get higher and higher. But then towards the end, this is kind of an interesting song because the chorus doesn't come really in until the end of it. When he goes into that, so baby, dry your eyes, save all the tears you cried. I just love that part of the song. And I think what's kind of cool about this era is that, and maybe Gary mentioned this too, but you had these soft sections with the heavy sections as well. So it was a love song, but it also had it had a drive to it as well. So it was kind of a nice mixture of both styles. And I think Dreams sort of, fits into that category.
It made me join the Air Force, that song.
Yeah.
I want to fly planes. I want to be like the Blue Angels.
So
yeah,
baby,
that's
dry your eyes. Yeah.
Save all the tears you've cried.
Cried.
Oh,
I always have to do this with my hand too. It's like,
Chris, that makes my list. It's on my list. I love that song, but we'll get to that soon. All right.
I guess
So
I'm a hopeless romantic, JC.
I love
You
it.
are.
That's what I love about you, Chris.
So, yeah. Well, thank you.
All right. So mine, Aaron mentioned, and I absolutely positively think this is one of the best Sammy Hagar songs ever written. And it's the title track off this album, 5150. What a fantastic song. And it was so hard with my top 4 because I love all of them equally. But this is one of those where I can't wait. Like Aaron said, I cannot wait for that song to come on. When 5150 comes on, I'm like, yeah, this is my jam. Because this never played on the radio. And it's a fantastic song. Could have been a huge hit. I mean, that album is full of hits. But this is, if someone said to me, what's the one song that could have been a major hit on this album that wasn't, it would have been 5150. So, great
Agreed.
song.
All right. I can't find the album that this song is on, but Without You, great.
Oh, that's on it's on Houses of the Holy.
Yeah, that might be.
Actually, it's on Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's what that getting in my head.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go with, and I'm gonna make it. Is it 4 of us now that have picked this song? Good enough?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, great way to start off the track. I love the whole, it's something Dave would have done. The whole "Hello, baby," like "Here I am." You want a date? You got Sammy now. But anyway, great track, great lead off.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't. Everybody but Chris will probably pick that because he's doing all the love songs. So I don't know.
No, I'm trying to appeal to the ladies, Gary.
With the White Claw and the love songs, I get it.
we got it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Are you getting it? Yeah. Well,
Okay, number 3. Well, yeah, this has been mentioned. Get Up. I Get Up is just, as far as a title of a song that describes it, it's just like, get up, make it work. make it work. It's just, it's great. I love the part where the way Eddie is, he's like, the way he uses the whammy bar in that song, he does it while he's doing the riff. You know, he's going the whole time while he's doing that riff in that song. I mean, you know, then he has the chords during the verses, but the rest of that time, the whole thing, he's doing the whammy bar, and it's like, it's very Jeff Beck like in my mind, and it's just, you know, Eddie Van Halen. It's crazy because as much as we talk about him and how great he is, I almost feel like we still underrate him in a way. You know, I mean, he was such an innovative guitar player, and going back and listening to a lot of this Sammy stuff and hearing the difference, you know, the things that he's doing on these albums to go along with what he'd already done. It's just, you know, he's got an instrumental on Balance, and it's got a weird name. I can't think of the name of it.
Strung Out or something.
It's like, what, I don't know, what is it? It's like a real long word. Toward the end of the album.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. On Balance, there's Aftershock, Not Strung Out, Not Enough, Taking Me Back.
I can't read this without glasses, so I don't know. But anyway, it just makes me wonder. It's a shame that Eddie didn't do, before he passed away, an all instrumental album with like different players, you know, with a different band, kind of like, you know, Jeff Beck. He made all these albums, and he didn't necessarily use like rock musicians. He used jazz musicians a lot, and it would have been really cool to have Eddie Van Halen in that environment to do an all instrumental album. I know he did some stuff with Brian May, but you know, I don't know. It's almost a shame to me that he never did anything like that we could listen to, because I feel like as much as we heard from Eddie, there was more. There was still more there. You know, so I got way off track on this song.
I've always felt.
I think they should take
an instrumental.
What's that?
When It's Love should have been an instrumental.
Yes, right.
I'm all for taking Van Halen 3 and taking Gary Schoen's lyrics off it and just making that an instrumental album.
There you go.
Can you do that?
I think most.
I wonder if there's a lot of unreleased stuff that will come out.
Oh, he's got vaults. He's got albums.
There has to be
tons of material. MTV does an interview with Eddie before he passed away, and there's like racks and racks. But you know, Wolfgang says that it would take years to go through it, and at this point, he doesn't have the mental stability to go through it. You know, he's just like too devastated. But he says one day he'll, you know, figure out a way to release a lot of this information, a lot of this music. But yeah, there's like countless hours of material. So.
Well, you know, you think of like songs like Cathedral, you know, just different things, little pieces that he has done. Yep. You know, you talked about Sunday Afternoon in the Park, Aaron, you know, just all these different things. Just imagine just an album of just Eddie and, you know, whatever he wanted to do. He didn't have to format it to where lyrics would fit in. He could just do whatever he wanted to do. And I think we would probably just appreciate him even more, you know, if we had something like that. But, okay.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I'd buy it.
I would buy it.
You know,
I'd buy a box set.
MoFi would do it.
MoFi it. Just take my money. Yeah.
Take my money, please.
Take my money, please. I'll finance it.
Well, for the first time, I need help. I don't have. Well, I mean, I usually have the record to show. I don't have Balance. So my number 3, it's me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
My number 3
now
is
I know it's Aaron for Christmas.
Yeah. Don't Tell Me to Love You is my number 3. I always love that song. Someone has already, was it you, Josh, that already had that on it? Yeah. Just the heaviest song, one of their heaviest, not fast, but just heavy groove to it. And I love that song. And I love the lyrics. Yep. So that's
my
all.
number 3. Jeff already sang this song, but When It's Love.
You need to hear it again.
I do need to hear it.
The chalkboard.
How do I know when it's love?
It's
It's
just
just
something
something I feel.
you
It's a
together.
great song, though. Yeah.
It is.
It is.
You know, again, you know, it's Friday night. You're headed to Buffalo Wild Wings with your girl. You
I'm glad
know,
you
you
spring for the expensive joint.
exactly right. You know, you're not putting on, you know, whatever. You're putting on When It's Love. Yeah. Actually, you should probably put a song off of Tales from Topographic Oceans, because if she's a real music lover, she's gonna like that. If not,
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Stick around
heading to Buffalo Wild Wings. That's like the line that we should call this video that. Saturday,
Buffalo Wild
Friday
Wings.
night, you're heading to Buffalo Wild Wings.
And now I'm down to 700
Exactly.
subscribers.
Chris, we're gonna talk about where not to take a girl on a first date. Buffalo Wild Wings is probably number one.
Yeah.
Don't
All right,
order the
so-
hot wings.
Mine is going to be something that has already been mentioned. Finish what you started. I love the line where he goes, "If you want to see other guys, baby, I can let it slide. You want a lover? You want a friend? I can be both of them." It's like Sammy Hagar being so arrogant. Like he's got a little bit of like pretty much being David Lee Roth at that point. You know, like I got the tools to satisfy, you know, I don't fall shy at all. It's like, it's so cool. It's so like confident. Come on, baby, finish what you started. Like you guys said, it's such an unusual song for Sammy Hagar. Fantastic. You know, and for those of people that out there that say they hate everything Sammy Hagar did with Van Halen, go listen to that song. It's hard not to smile listening to that song. It's just a great one.
Yeah.
I agree.
My number 3, I like in spite of the lyric. I think the lyric's real corny, but I'm gonna go with "Love Walks In" from
Love it.
50. It's like, oh, look who just walked in, love. You know, it's like
There
so
she is.
cheesy.
I
It's
never
like-
understood the alien line, though. I like it, but the alien line's a little strange.
Yeah,
He was
I don't know. You know,
Alien.
Here's
yeah,
it from Mexico. Don't you know this? Cabo Wabo.
Is it
He
about?
was an illegal alien. I'm an
yeah.
alien. I'm an illegal alien.
Is it about crossing the border? Or what is
I
it?
don't know. I'm just making that up.
Well, love walks in, right?
love comes walking in. Yeah,
Some kind of alien.
Looks for the opening.
Opening.
it's like he was like, what rhymes with
Only
opening?
fools that-
Opening,
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
alien. And somebody let him get away with it.
Dude, it was a huge hit.
It
Yeah.
was a
And
good
was.
it's
choice.
number 2
But I don't
on
think
the
any.
list or something. I love how
Yeah, no.
Jeff, I love how you're crucifying your own picks. You're like, this is my number 3 pick, and let me tell you why it's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. The reason it's so good that it rises above a shitty lyric, you know, above a shitty vocal. You know, When It's Love is such a strong song. It's got the shittiest vocal ever, but the song is so strong it doesn't matter. Same with this. Like the lyric, you know, it's got, you know, 8 inches of cheese on that lyric, but it's still a great song. Thank God for Eddie, because if, you know, there had been a different instrumental, or, you know, if the song had been anything different, it would not have worked. But, you know, yeah, I'm all in on 5150 the rest of the way. Honestly, I was almost like you, JC. I'm like, all right, well, what, there are 9 tracks on here? That's going to be
Yeah.
9, but.
Yeah. It's a masterpiece.
I like that album.
I mean, this is like when we did the Deep Purple video, and like every freaking song we picked was from In Rock or Fireball. It's
Yeah.
like, this is their In Rock.
Well,
Yeah. I don't know. Aaron's probably gonna disagree with me, but
no, for the Hagar era, yes, but for all of
Yeah.
Van Halen, say Fair Warning would be the Unrock.
all right, yeah, I can. do
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Fair warning. Excellent.
Fair Warning is freaking heavy. I love that. I love that.
That's perfect. Okay.
Sorry, that was the White Claw talking.
I will say, so you guys are talking about, you know, there's so many picks off of 5150. And honestly, I had kind of forgotten about that album, and when I went back and got my cassette out, I started playing the shit out of it. And as you can see here, I kind of screwed it all up. So that's dead. I gotta replace.
We gotta get you that on vinyl quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know if you should say that out loud, Gary. When I got my 5150 cassette out.
You got to think that. So I bought that when it was new. So that thing
came out in 86, Gary, 1986.
Yeah. So, that's pretty old.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to number 2. I'm sorry.
Hey, okay, Gary, I got your back. Okay.
There you go. There's Mr. Cassette.
Don't let anybody cassette shame you. Stand for it.
And Gary,
not
this
on
is
my channel.
Yeah, and this is coming from the guy. When I saw Jeff show all of his Monkees cassettes, I went out and got all the Monkees cassettes. So I'm giving you shit, but I've got a crap load of cassettes as well.
That reminds me, if there's some Monkey cassettes you guys still want or need, let me know, because there is a store that seemed to have. I've already bought some of them, but they still have more Monkey cassettes. But anyway,
that's another video.
That's another video, which would be great. My number 2 pick, Josh already talked about it quite a bit. Is "Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do" off of Balance. That song is just awesome, and I had to go back. And I had to Google that song because I'm listening to it and the lyrics contradict themselves, throughout it. And I'm like, okay, this sounds awesome. It sounds like he's very bitter and everything, but it's like he's going back and forth. It doesn't make sense. And then when I looked it up, it's kind of like what you said, Josh. Sammy had these lyrics that he wrote after Kurt Cobain had killed himself. And he basically said, hey, I feel like if Cobain would have been shown love, he could have been saved, So he wrote that song that way. And Eddie was saying, they wanted.
Eddie said, put down the law. You're not writing it that way.
Yes, exactly. Well, pretty much. He said we want a little harder edge to it. Mm-hmm. And of course, Eddie has his side of the story too. And Eddie said, hey, look, Sammy got mad because I wanted to contribute to the lyrics. And so that song, there's just a lot of friction in that song. And Sammy basically said, after that song was done, he knew the band was going to break up. He said he knew that was it because they were just fighting. He said at that point, Eddie was, back on drugs and drinking and everything. Eddie said he wasn't. There's a lot of he said going on there, but the song itself is just it's one of those songs to me. It's just like a perfect song. The way it sounds, the way it's sung and played, everything on that, it's just a great rock song. And it's just number 2. It's really high on my list. I love it. So, that's it.
Fantastic song.
It was my number 3.
Yeah, it's great. I know everybody. I probably shouldn't have said anything. Everybody was talking about it, but
no, man, fantastic. I love it.
You guys, you guys may never let me on here again, so I'm just spitting everything out while I can.
No, Gary, you could be on anytime you want to. It's just my channel, so I can offer that.
You're taking my place, Gary.
No one could take your place, Chris.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
My number 2?
Yep.
I want to put Inside again. No, it's Summer Nights. Summer
All of a
Nights.
sudden, Aaron's got a sense of humor.
What happened? I don't get it. But no, it's Summer Nights is my number 2. I just love that. It's I love how the guitar at the beginning almost sounds like it's at the wrong speed, like it's slow, and then it kicks in. Have you ever noticed that? It almost, I was listening to it, and I was like, is my speed set wrong? And all of a sudden he plays it faster. So it was I really love that. But just that whole song, just the atmosphere that it brings. Summer Nights. It was hard for that not to be my number 1, really. But I have one other song I like a little better.
You know,
Very
I've got to say, that totally surprises me that song is your. I mean, I think it's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, you know, because to me that song's more of a, you know, kind of a happier kind of song and everything, and I'm just surprised that you picked. I think that's cool though. That's great.
Yeah.
Does
I
it
love it.
surprise you any more than the fact he's got Inside at like number 6?
Well,
Number 4.
4, yeah.
It's right after Black and Blue.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my
song-
goodness.
song about
I
love.
just picked all my songs. They create a big long sentence. Not really.
I tried to figure that out in my head.
Man on a Mission, Black and Blue, Inside, Don't Tell Me What Love Can Do. On the summer nights. Yeah.
Right.
I just
Can't wait to
realized
see number 1.
I had to repeat Inside again. No. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
My number 2, this song is terrible. The lyrics are just ridiculous. Sammy's vocals are sort of pitchy, and I just hate the guitar tone. But I got to put it at number 2. I'm going with.
I can hear you, by the way.
You can't hear me? Oh, okay. So I think Gary mentioned the song "Best of Both Worlds," number 2.
Yeah.
And he said it like you want to put your fist up in the air. You got the best of both worlds. Yeah, and I remember seeing, what was the video that they did it live on? You were mentioning it, JC.
Yeah, it's Live Without a Net, Best of Both Worlds. Yeah, it's
Love it,
killer
love it.
VHS.
Yeah, yeah, number 2. I mean, the song sucks, but I got to put it at number 2.
I'm pretty sure they used auto-tune on that song because we all know Sammy Hagar has no voice.
Sammy, his vocal, I mean, it's almost like Ted Templeman just said, listen, Sammy, just sing whatever the hell you want to sing, because his vocals are just so off key on that song. I love it. I got to put it at number 2.
Right here. No.
My number 2 was mentioned by Chris, and I think it's probably Sammy Hagar's best lyrics that he's ever written, and that is "Dreams." It's such an inspirational song. You guys know I love the lyrics, and to me, that I remember watching that video. Like Jeff, he joined the Air Force, and I did not join the Air Force. I joined the Van Halen Armada. You know, it was just like such a killer song and such great lyrics. And you know, I think Chris said it best. You know, I can't say anything that he hasn't said. It's a fantastic song.
And just to go back to what I said it's love walks in's little sister.
Yeah, and it's killer.
It's cool when
poetic.
Can you imagine David Lee Roth recording a song called Dreams?
No.
Or
He would
Love
add the word-
Walks In.
He would add wet before it.
Yeah.
Well, it actually would have fit in pretty good on Skyscraper, though, I think.
You're right.
Just
All
throwing
right.
it out
Well,
Right after Hot Dog and a Shake.
there. Right.
Chris already stole my number 2, Best of Both Worlds. You know, and that's the thing that's lost, like, and now, you know, the kind of the Spotify age that we're in, you know, that was a great leadoff track to side 2. You know, back when you had the album or you had the cassette, it was just a great way to start off side 2 of that record. And yeah, I mean, I can't really add anything. You know, I think Eddie's guitar playing sucks on it, but
Terrible. It's a terrible song.
yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a weak lyric.
Yeah.
Alex is off in the timing on the whole song.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
I
I
had
think
to put it at number 2.
Michael Anthony's bass is the song and propels it to number 2 for me.
If it wasn't for Michael Anthony, that would be shit.
Yeah.
Should have been a B-side.
Yeah, the production sucks.
I'm surprised Michael Anthony didn't actually sing that one.
Terrible. I think Ted Templeman should have sang it.
Worst of both worlds is what it really is.
It's a terrible song. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you put it at number 2.
Oh, Lordy.
We're not going to be allowed to drink during these anymore, I don't think.
I gotta think somebody enjoys it. So,
well, Gary, here's what we get to this point every time in the video, and we're like, nobody is watching by this point.
that's true. A long video, people, nobody's watching right now. So
Two or three. There's a couple.
maybe
I
some else.
rewatch.
Okay,
people
right
that-
now, if you're watching this video, please comment below. If you're watching,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How many fingers am I holding up right now?
right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. My number one, I feel like it already took some shit from some of you guys, but I love it. And that would be
Oh, Gary.
Love it.
I gotta go with Pound Cake. I
Nice.
love that song. I feel like that song, if you look at it at the time, because I think it came out like 91, that is probably the last like big sexual innuendo type song before all the grunge stuff came. It was a big, the video itself, remember, it had like the band, then it had the girls, and everything. But the song is just, the lyrics are cheesy, but it's fun to sing. The drums, you were talking about how the drums sounded big. They sound huge on that song. The way, especially when it comes in, and then they get the guitar in it, and it's all like really, a lot of it sounds, for Eddie, it sounds fairly simple, but it's just a heavy rocking song. There's just nothing about that song that I don't like.
So what is the Pound Cake in reference to?
Well,
I'm gonna go out and say Rudy.
go ahead.
I'm
Explain
throw
this,
that
Josh,
out
because
there.
you have the most subscribers of all of us. So you wanna...
So I'm gonna say it's the lower half of a woman's body.
What? Okay, this is not my number one song then, because I totally did not think that.
No, not exactly, Aaron.
I'm going with Dreams. I'm sorry.
Yeah. You're right, though. This is before Jeremy's spoken, so this was before the grunge thing.
Oh,
He's got
you
serious.
son of a gun. When I was going to say this song, I actually thought about like doing some, I said, this is before the recess teacher got her breast bitten on the, in the playground.
That would be another good video that we should do, Pearl Jam versus Nirvana.
No, there's no competition there.
I don't think there is either, but
Why? Which way do you guys
All the way.
go?
Well, no, don't say anything, because I think that should be a video.
Okay.
There's a couple more that are way better than them for me, but yeah. Okay.
I'd rather go Alice in Chains and Soundgarden myself, but
Okay, well, since we're saying it, I like Pearl Jam better than Nirvana, so.
I like Alice in Chains better than all of them.
Me too.
Yeah, but I do like Pearl Jam. I do like Nirvana, but Alice in
I mean,
Chains, Pearl Jam.
the song Rearview Mirror, oh my God, that song.
Yeah, that song's killer.
Amazing.
yeah. I
And
wonder where you guys.
In the back seat of a car listening to Van Halen, whatever the hell the name of that song is. It's awesome.
Where do you throw Stone Temple Pilots and Bush in all of that? Do you think
Well,
they're part of that?
You can't say Bush anymore, Gary.
Sorry.
You have to stay lower abdominal area.
All right, where are we? Where are Aaron?
Number one, aren't we?
What is your number
Yes,
one?
number one.
My number one has maybe the heaviest guitar riff of any of these songs, and it's my favorite Hagar era song. I'm serious. It's only on this. It's called "It's About Time." That song kicks so much ass. It is just so killer. That guitar riff on it is amazing, and it's the heaviest. I think it's maybe their heaviest song they did. Just it almost has an old style Van Halen feel to it. And they actually did three new songs on this. They did "It's About Time," "Up for Breakfast," and "Learning to See." They're all really good, but "It's About Time" is my favorite Van Halen Hagar era song. And are you guys familiar with that?
song for years. I'm gonna have to hear it again.
Oh, it's great. It's just that heavy guitar, man. It almost sounds like the guitar tone he had back with Dave on it.
Wow.
killer.
I don't even know that song.
It's about time you know it. It's really good.
It's about time you know it's about time.
Yeah, and it's all about Sammy Hagar coming back and re-singing with the band. They got back together to do a few songs for this, and it's just really killer. I love it.
Cool. I have to check it
Yep.
out.
To number
We'll
one.
get eyes on this one.
Anne Murray and her prog classic.
All right, my number one. My number. All right, never mind.
Aaron's gonna take out the Japanese import of that Anne Murray.
Yeah, here. All right.
This, I tell you what, this video was doomed from the beginning. Look at Jeff. Jeff's just given up.
Yeah, I know.
This is sealed. You want? I was going to give it to you, Chris. It's sealed.
Oh.
Nice. No, my number one is Why Can't This Be Love? You know, now that I'm pulsating keyboard sounds kind of dirty. Pulsating keyboard, but it's got a pulsating keyboard in the beginning. I love the guitar tone on this song. Is very unique. I don't know. I just like the song. The song sucks, but I got to put it at number one. Why Can't This Be Love?
It's a great sing-along song, you know.
And the song Up for Breakfast on this one, it has the almost sounds just like Why Can't This Be Love intro at the beginning.
I'm telling you right now, though, the song You Needed Me, if that does not tear at your heartstrings, then you are not alive.
You Needed Me. I don't see a song. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, it's on. It was on the Gary Sharon album.
All right.
Hey,
So
did you ever watch that South Park episode
No.
with Anne Murray? Come on, you got to watch it.
all right. So my number one was mentioned by Aaron. Summer Nights. Just a fantastic song.
Wow.
That song makes me feel so good. It just reminds me of being a kid. So back in the day when this came out, I was 86. So I was 12 years old. So I had it on cassette. I used to listen to it on the bus. And this kid sat next to me. He'd be like, "What are you listening to?" And I'd be like, "Van Halen." And he's like, "That song Summer Nights is the best." And I just remember being like feeling validated for the first time as a child that like someone else liked the song that I liked that wasn't a hit. So yeah, and so that's led me down this path of validation where I post my records every week and people say, "You made a good choice, Josh." So yeah, so thank you for validating my choices. And thank you, Aaron, for validating this choice, Summer Nights.
Yep, it's great.
You know what Jeff is thinking right now? He's like, "Am I gonna post this video?"
No, Chris. You know
I
what
can
I'm
see it in
thinking?
his eye. I can see it in his eyes.
Just
You
put
know
it
what I'm thinking? Honestly, fuck Sammy Hagar. Seriously, he's got whiny bitch ass lyrics. His pitch is all off. Can't sing for shit. I was humoring you guys by giving you at least 9 songs. I'm going Unchained, number 1.
Wow.
I can't even think of another Sammy Hagar song I like. Halen went down the toilet.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth went off to make movies. So Unchained, number 1. Unchained.
That is so White Claw of you. That is so White Claw.
But all right, if you're gonna put a gun to my head, make me pick the number 1 Sammy Hagar Van Halen song. I'm gonna go with 5150. Why would you pick that? Got nothing to do with Sammy. It is all because of I think it's a great, it's one of these things where Eddie just pulls these riffs out of his ass, and you've got that whole thing, and then obviously it's like it slows down to like totally different song, and it's like I got riffs everywhere, man. I got melodies. He's totally like he was in the zone. If David Lee Roth had been on that album, you know how sweet 51 would be. I would love it more than I already do. But
Jeff, do you have Anne Murray in a MoFi sleeve? Come on now.
Ooh.
Come on now.
Wow.
Ooh.
On the purple Capitol label, nonetheless.
I bet you Aaron doesn't even have that.
Our next video should
No,
be,
mine's sealed. I don't ever want to open it because it's so valuable.
if Jeff, our next video should be if Eddie Van Halen played on this album, it'd be so much better. And we'll just randomly grab shit.
Yeah, and then
I love how I'm sleeving my Anne Murray album too.
so I have no
Yeah.
idea what we've accomplished here today. I know we've talked about Anne Murray, we've talked about grunge, we've talked shit about Gary and his problems. You know, I mean, I don't know. This video, I'm telling you,
This is hilarious. This is
all over the place. We got to go back to Thursday nights because when we do this on a Friday, there's just no reining us in. It's
no.
really undisciplined. So I want to, first of all, I want to apologize to anybody who's still watching. If you
Yeah.
going to be a straightforward, serious discussion of a top 10 Sammy Hagar, you were sorely mistaken. You've obviously, no, you know what? I don't know. I like Sammy Hagar is fine. It's okay. I'm just a David Lee Roth guy.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
We still love
I apologize to my subscribers.
Inside.
I know Aaron had, Aaron's 5 honorable mentions were inside 15, inside 14, inside 13.
I did have Can't Stop Me Loving You as one of my honorables.
Yeah.
I apologize to making fun of Gary with his prog references.
No, if I use that word, I should be made fun of. Trust me.
All right,
No, no, it's
before
good, Gary.
before I lose any more subscribers, thank you everybody for watching. Next week, I have no idea what the topic's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be something interesting. It might be Anne Murray. The way it was gone. So I know it's something we'll all be looking forward to. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend and peace.
I got